Hey, 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 welcome to the Green Umbrella Live lunch. Here we go. Oh, that's weird. It's like I don't normally get notification on X to say we're live, and it's kicked in straight away for me this time. Like literally the second I hit go live. Very strange. Very strange. But I guess there's not really much happening in the world of social media, so perhaps it's like there's less, maybe there's more bandwidth. And so these
Maybe.
notifications are going to come through quicker on X this week. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I don't know whether to call this the Easter edition or not. I feel like Easter's done in my head, but
Oh
then
yeah, it's gone.
it's gone. I was going to say I haven't got kids at home on Easter holidays. So that's probably why I'm like, it's Easter's now 4 days rather than like 2 weeks. But I know you've got Oliver at home, haven't you?
Yeah, let's not go there. Do you know what? So trying to work, trying to keep him entertained, whilst listening to YouTube in the background, and then his Super Mario games. It's all very
Sensory overload.
yeah. We're having a good time, and the weather's absolutely delicious, so I can get him out and do stuff. Oh no, wait, maybe not.
Yeah. Do you know, I think at the weekend it was like Friday I had loads of stuff to do and the weather was a bit crap, wasn't it? And
Mm-hmm.
then Saturday was like a rest day and the weather was beautiful. And I thought, oh, it's going to be a nice weekend. So I planned to go and do some stuff on Sunday and took the toddlers over to see my parents. So they had fun. They had a little ride on the mini digger and fed the cattle with my dad and that kind of thing. Really, really lovely. Um, but of course, it was like grey and cold. And
Mm,
I mean, we got back, and Monday was beautiful again. I know you'll tell me off. I was catching up on some stuff on Monday,
I give
but
up.
but yeah, it's like whatever. We're like, damned if we do, damned if we don't.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Anyway, I think it's going to be a short one this week because with it being the Easter break, although the last couple of weeks we seem to, I mean, last week especially, there was loads of news to choose
Mm.
from. But this week it's like I've got next to nothing.
Yeah, I had a quick scan before coming on, and even the stuff that is news, it's not great news, is it? There's nothing like, oh my God.
No, it's things like Facebook Messenger. Messenger's going to be fully encrypted, and that rollout should like all of our messages will be fully encrypted like a couple of months and it's done. Like with, but it doesn't really make a difference to anyone because I feel
Yeah.
like anyone that's having sensitive conversations are probably doing it on WhatsApp anyway rather than
Yeah.
Facebook Messenger because
Yeah.
it's always been encrypted there. So yeah, it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, thanks, Meta.
Yeah. Cheers. It's like when your husband, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever goes, I'll put the washing on for you. It's not for me, is it? But thanks. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of, I've
Yeah,
done that for you.
yeah. Switch that or press that button.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. I've cleaned up for you. Cheers.
Amazing. And then the other thing, again, another meta thing was so so there's a couple of things. So first of all, it's improving discoverability on video, but we
Hmm.
keep getting these notifications, and it feels like it's the same update again and again and again,
Yeah.
and yet I'm not seeing any difference. So
So are
I'm
you?
kind of
Do you mean it's there's gonna be a TikTok style feed? Have you seen that
no,
one?
that's the second thing. That's the
Okay.
second thing. So there's some news stories about them improving discoverability based
Yeah.
on where you are in your life, essentially. And you know, if you follow a load of DIY pages, it's going to feed you more videos around DIY, irrelevant of how long the videos are, and
Hmm.
that sort of like whether they're reels or full length videos, whatever. And then, yeah, the other update is the one you're just talking about, where it's like Facebook launches updated video stream, and it's yeah, it's like
Yeah.
so we're gonna be full screen. Whatever your video is, it's gonna be full screen, vertical. And again, it's kind of like, oh wow,
Yeah. Thanks.
There we go.
Mark, that's Mark Zuckerberg going, put the washing on for you.
Yeah, yeah. Over on Threads, they've announced they're testing basically it's like a bonus for people that add to Threads regularly. It'll
Okay.
be like a cash incentive, essentially, a fund, if you like.
Yeah.
But they're just testing it. It's kind of not live anywhere. It's going to be invite only. So again, it's like saying
News,
the
not
the
news.
horse has bolted when we haven't even got a stable, let alone a horse. So it's just like all the news stories this week are a bit like, oh no, that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's actually a bit of nothing.
Yeah. Just a week full of anticlimax.
Yeah, and I think we've probably got about 2 weeks. It's the usual Easter thing. I think we've probably got about 2 weeks of this before things pick up again. But it's interesting because it's like I said, coming into Easter, the last couple of weeks, there's been loads of stuff. And if you think about it from a business perspective, what happens is you go into we think of Easter as being this chunky break we're going to have, the 2 4-day weeks, the 4-day weekend. And I feel like people slow down for Easter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, no one's going to be around anyway. So we kind of take our foot off the gas. Whereas
Yeah.
actually, we should be absolutely powering through right up to the point that things finish for the weekend so that we can pick up on the Tuesday after the bank holiday weekend and go again, essentially. So it feels like they did that. They like all the social media platforms, all the development teams. They were like, bang, bang, bang. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Maybe they've all gone on holiday
I think so.
because we've not had that uplift again. So I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, where is it?
Yeah.
But the same thing happens at Christmas. People sort of get to the end of the year, and some business owners, they'll get to like the first week of December, and in their head it's like, oh, it's Christmas now. No, like everyone's slowing down for Christmas, and so they
Yeah.
slow down. Whereas actually, if you keep powering through right up until the 23rd, 24th of December, when you come back in the new year, there's like you're starting ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
Because it does take a while, doesn't it, to get back after a
momentum.
break? Just anything, even just getting people to respond, or there's just nothing left, is there?
Yeah, it is
Feels like
tricky.
that this week.
It is tricky. Although the people that are around are certainly they're motivated, I'd say,
Yes.
which is apart from us, we're never that motivated.
I mean, I'd like to think I'm motivated, but I decided to have a child 8 years ago, and the entire life of me has been sucked out in the last 4 days. So, yeah.
Bless you. Bless you. Paul's just rocked up on Facebook. He's saying he didn't get the notification to say that we were live over there. Yeah, I haven't had it yet either, or on LinkedIn. Very strange.
Mark's asleep.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg's asleep. You don't want to bother.
Cool. Okay. So, anything else news-wise that you did see, or has it just been dead as a dodo?
Dead as a dodo. But I didn't realise that it's been 10 years since Meta launched VR. 10 years.
Yeah.
And I still can't afford one. That's mad. Isn't that crazy?
It
I mean,
is.
the idea of VR to me is just, I would probably end up walking off a cliff or into a river.
Have you ever
if I
tried
was.
one?
No, thank you. I've got enough going on in here as it is, let alone
Oh,
adding.
I can't bear it. I've only tried it a couple of times, which might be part of the issue, but I immediately get really like nauseous.
Do you know those like simulators that they have in places? You go and you sit in there and it all that
Yeah.
stuff. I can't do them. It makes me feel really sick. So the idea of doing a VR is just, it's not for me.
Yeah. I'm not yeah, I'm not excited. I will try one again, but it is it doesn't give
And
me the
also
feels.
I feel like I'm a bit too old. Do you know what I
Never
mean? It
too
just
old. Never
feels
too old.
like a bit of a toy, So yeah. And like I say, I can't afford it. So good.
I just don't. I just don't see. I'm not excited by it, and I don't see the benefit. But then
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm not a gamer, and I think a lot of gamers have really bought into the whole VR thing because
Yeah.
it's taking them into that world of, again, isn't it, that sort of the additional step. So it
Yeah.
is interesting, and I did. If I go back sort of 4 or 5 years ago, with where things were with VR at that point, how much it was being talked about, that kind of thing, I did think it would be much bigger, or like way more mainstream than it is.
Yeah. I don't
But
know anyone that's got one.
I think I know one person. 2 people. I know 2 people
You
with
know,
VR
one
headsets.
person.
Well, I was thinking, is it just one? And then I was thinking, no, it's
No,
definitely 2
it's two.
people. It's 2 people. Yeah, so that's interesting. What else has been coming up this week for you?
Oh, I saw a great bit of news, which is absolutely outstanding, that none of us knew. Instagram chief says follow accounts are not a good indicator of account value. No shit, Sherlock. Excuse my language there,
You,
but
you got to measure engagement. It's like,
yeah,
yeah.
thanks. Yeah,
That's like
yeah.
social media 101. It's
And
like anyone that's in the social media game has been saying that from day one.
it made me quite angry, this story, because I'm like, really, like, if you don't know that, just get off social media. Just stop.
But this is the thing, people are still so caught up in the follows and the likes and
Yeah.
those metrics that are really like, this is how many people want to support me, but it's how many people are actually engaged and want to buy
Yeah.
from you that matters. That's where the difference is.
It's like I'm in a group with, I think there's 900 people in the group, and it's a local group, 2 groups actually. And when we arrange meetups, you're looking at 10, 15 people
Yeah.
that actually turn up and engage. The rest are just, yeah.
This is the thing, when you think like average engagement rates are around 2.5 to 3%. So if you've got an audience of 100, for every 100 people that follow you, there's probably only 3 of them that are likely to buy from you. So we do have to play a bit of a numbers game. We need to get volume on
Yeah.
the followers and that kind of thing. But we've got to be super focused on those people that are engaged, understand what is it they're engaging in, so we can do more of that. Only then can we hope to actually increase that percentage of engaged people
Yeah.
to the point where we get results from social media. You know,
But yeah,
it's like,
that one made me laugh, because I was just like, is that news? It's not news, is it? Can you tell I'm sleep deprived this week? I'm just not here for any of this. It's just crap, isn't it?
it has just been noise this week. It really
Yeah.
has. Really has. Like I said, the thing about the encrypted messages, encrypted messenger, I was just like, yeah, tell us when you've done it.
Yeah.
You know, it's yeah, it's a
It's like
it's a
that mate that's always going, oh, I'm going to do this. Yeah, right.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I had an interesting conversation this week. I've just posted a reel on Instagram about it. So it was I was talking to someone that's they're new in business and they're essentially creating the beginnings of their brand.
Okay.
So they sort of when people start a business, obviously they're doing it on a shoestring. They haven't got any clients yet. You know, sometimes they've got some money behind them to launch, but most of the time it's starting from zero and doing what you can and, you know, keeping costs to a minimum and that sort of stuff. And there's a lot of advice out there that says, yeah, go to Fiverr and get your logo done there. But there's certain things that you can sort of cut costs on,
Yeah.
right? But honestly, your brand should not be one of them. You know, going to is that the dog in the background
It's the dog. Just
distracting
bear
you?
with me. You keep talking. 1 second.
That puppy. I feel like we're going to be replacing the green umbrella giraffe with Dora the dog.
Let's just do it. Let's just do a whole rebrand and just get it over and done with. Georgie's all deflated anyway, so.
Yeah, bless him. Yeah, keeps hiding away in dark cupboards, doesn't he?
Never mind. Carry on.
What was I saying? So yeah, like
Logo.
so when you start creating a brand, like your logo alone isn't your brand. We know this.
Hmm.
However, it is kind of one of the first things you create when you're putting your brand together.
Yeah.
And this is something that should stay with you for a long time, and it will develop over time. So you've got to start with something that you love, that you're really passionate about, that you like when you send an email and that's at the bottom of your signature, it's like you feel the love for it. If you're handing over a business card or whatever it is, you've got to feel passionate about it, you've got to love it,
Hmm.
you've got to be proud of it, because that's what you're potentially leaving someone with when you walk away. And
Yeah.
that's going to be the thing when they look at it, you you kind of want it to remind them of you as well.
Yeah.
It's got a great impact. Paul's just put a really good comment over on Facebook. He said, like, with new businesses, when they get like Vista print or business cards they printed at home, when you hand them over, they give that impression of we've cut corners,
Yeah.
we're not quite there yet, and it's creating that impression. But again, if you're handing it over thinking like, oh crap,
Oh, that's crap, but I've ordered 500, so I'll just get rid of them.
yeah, and
That's,
it really makes a difference. But you don't need to. I think people probably think they need to spend thousands of pounds in order to get their branding done. And there are branding services that are thousands or even tens of thousands of pounds because of how much goes into them, like putting them all together, all the different assets that are being created, that kind of thing. But the companies that are investing that amount of money into brands are Apple,
mm,
Mars. It's like they're massive brands. When you're just starting out, you kind of spending a fiver to avoid spending thousands or tens of thousands. But
yeah.
actually, that fiver, it's like you're then having to spend again and
And
again and
again, yeah.
again and again. Whereas if you spent a couple of £100 to begin with, that would probably see you through the first 3 to 5 years, if not beyond.
Yeah.
So it's like false economy to go to somewhere like Fiverr. And the other thing I find when I see these logos coming, these brands coming through, which are essentially it's a logo and nothing else,
Yeah.
the quality's crap. It's using icons that you've seen a million other times. It's not actually something unique for that
Yeah.
business.
It's
It's
just a
something you've seen
Canva
again
icon.
and again. Yeah, and so it's kind of there's nothing unique there.
Yeah.
There's nothing special or individual there.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can really be owned there, and you've got to own your brand.
And chances are, if you're using something like Fiverr or Canva, people will look at it and go, "Oh, that reminds me of," and they're already thinking about
Yeah,
somebody else.
absolutely, absolutely. And I think it's the same like AI generated branding as well. We're starting to see things like that come through with some of the sort of image tools that are there. And I feel like they're great for you to be able to come up with something that you can give to your designer as a
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
Say, I was playing around and I came up with these ideas myself. I really like this, but I'd like it to be more that. I like this element of this thing. Like that's how I'd almost use Fiverr to help me create a really strong brief that I can go to
Yes.
someone that can work with me on my brand. Like this woman I was speaking to, she's so personable. She's got a fantastic smile. You just said hi, how are you? And you wanted to work with this woman, right?
Yeah.
And you can imagine. And I said to her on the call, I said, look, I'm really sorry. I said that this is the only time I've spoken to you. We've been speaking for 10, 15 minutes. The impression I have of you right now, I bet if I opened up your wardrobe, it'd all be bright colours and
Mhm.
sequins and glitter and that kind of thing. And there's no colour in your brand.
Yeah.
It's like what you're showing me versus who you are and what you are and how you present is just not aligned.
Yeah. Yeah. I have this conversation with friends that have like small businesses and stuff. and they create something, and I'm like, but it's not you.
Yeah.
And they don't obviously they don't get it because they don't do what we do. But yeah, I'm like, you've got someone who's like super outgoing, super funny, like just really like, how can I put it? Sort of you're drawn to that person, and then their logo is really wishy-washy and floral, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, you've
not
got
you.
someone who's a really strong
That's it,
personality,
yeah.
and then
Strong
they're using like
personality.
pastel colours.
Yeah.
I just realised my microphone's all the way out there, out of the way. Have you been struggling to hear me?
No, not at all.
Oh, good, good, good.
Just push it back.
Oh, I always forgot for a second we were live and almost gave you a couple of hand gestures, let's say. Good job
Probably
I
one of
didn't.
them.
Yeah, yeah, two of them. Yeah, so it's yeah, so I kind of got a bit of a bee in my bonnet, and I was thinking like, what are the other things that people kind of, they avoid when it comes to not just marketing but starting a business? What like the
Mhm.
places in which they cut corners just to try and keep costs to a minimum. And there are loads of places where you can do it yourself, find, you know, cheaper alternatives, and that's absolutely fine. But there are
Mhm.
just certain things, and honestly, like brand definitely is one of them. Because even if you go forward and you do your marketing yourself, when you put your brand out there, like your individual posts, the reels that you do, like all of that, you can do yourself. You don't in those first few days, first few weeks, you don't need to be investing.
Yeah.
There's a lot you can do. There's a lot like you just come to our website. There's so much free information to help you get started. All it's going to cost you is your time.
Yeah.
Okay, but it is a there are certain things like if you're going to stick your logo on something, if you're going to put a border on an image, you want it to be the right color and
Mhm.
like I said, making not just going I'm going to use blue, but knowing what is the exact blue that is your brand
Yeah.
and choosing that, there being reasons behind you choosing that blue color.
Yeah.
It's a yeah, it's just so important, and I don't think people realize just how important it is.
Yeah.
So I kind of got a bee in my bonnet on that one this week.
I like it. You could maybe create some reels and stuff. That'd be good.
I already did one.
I saw.
Already did.
I saw. Maybe a blog even.
We've got blogs on it. We've got blogs on it
Oh
already.
no, 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 no. Nice try.
You want a new one? All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Whilst you're in that.
Yeah, I might do a blog around like the meaning of colours.
Do
Not sure
it.
we've got that. Not sure we've got that. But yeah, just like the colours you choose are so representative.
Yeah.
They become part of the story as well.
Mhm.
People say like why are we green? And it's like there's a whole story behind that. And when you tell people that story, they're like, oh, okay, I get it. So and it is like people more often than not, they see me wearing green. So when they see the brand and they think like the green
Mhm.
follows through to help make that connection. So yeah. Anyway, that's my rant for the week done.
Good.
It's not so much a rant, it's just I don't there's a few other things that have come up sort of end of last week, this week. I've been talking to a lot of people that are early in business.
Mhm.
And I'm actually doing a presentation tomorrow for a group of entrepreneurs that are, well, they're not entrepreneurs yet. They want to go into business, so it's all about. Paul's just said no. It is a rant. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, this talk I'm doing tomorrow. It's about people wanting to go into business and the things they need to make sure. I'm talking about the things they need in order to launch their business in the best possible way and ensure its success.
Yeah.
And obviously marketing plays a part in that, but I think I'm just this week I'm just really clued into that kind of embryonic stage of a business where it's
Oh.
it's it's not launched yet, and some of the things that crop up, some of the things that people spend money on that they don't necessarily need to, or the because they don't know there's another option.
Yeah.
It's not a silly mistake. It's just a not enough research, not talking to enough people that have already been through that journey that can guide them.
Yeah.
Maybe making decisions a bit too quickly sometimes as well. Um, so yeah, it's been a weird old week, but I'm definitely tuned into that side of things right now.
And also embryonic. Is that what you said?
Yes.
What a word. Well done.
Do you like that word?
Yeah.
It's a big
Yeah.
word.
It's a good word.
4 syllables. Bit long for me, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love that you're fact checking me.
Do you know what? I will just leave the maths homework to the teachers, I think, because I was
Yeah.
like, embryonic. Mhm.
Cool. Okie dokie. Well, since there's not a lot of news and it's Easter weekend and everyone's kind of half asleep and it doesn't look like notifications gone out to say we're live anyway,
Yeah.
should we just draw it to a close there?
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure
Thanks,
there's
Paul, for
anything more
tuning
for
in.
us to. Yeah, thanks, Paul. Mwah. And Karen over on LinkedIn. Thank
Oh,
you as
Karen.
well. Bless her. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go back to. I've got some proposals to write.
Good.
I've got some clients to onboard, so I'm going to go back and get that done. And I imagine are you taking Ollie out this afternoon?
With a rifle. I mean, yes, to the park. No, I don't know because the weather's not great. So I've got a load of stuff that I need to do anyway. So he's got his Switch. I've got this new mindful like workbook thing for kids. Um,
Okay,
so I might get him into that.
excellent.
And there's some spelling and some writing stuff that I probably won't do. So, but it looks nice, anything for the gram.
Definitely. Do it, do it, do it. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back next Thursday for the next Green Umbrella Live Lunch, episode 197. We're getting closer and closer to that 200. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.